What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we're going to be breaking down my kayak for the 2025 tournament season. That's right, guys. The ice is melting. Open water is here. We're spooling up reels today, getting everything rigged up. We're going to be getting out in the water here in the next week or so, and we got tournaments coming up. We got tournaments coming up in April, and we have a lot on the plate for this season. I'm trying to fish, I think, 17 as of right now, depending on how many stick or don't happen, whatever, but the goal is to fish probably at least 15 tournaments. We're going to be fishing 2 different circuits this year, and super excited about it. We're going to be fishing the Central Division of the MA Kayak Bassing, the Massachusetts Kayak Bassing Club, and the New Hampshire State Bassmaster Club. So they're actually having some events in Maine and Massachusetts, and then a lot of them being in New Hampshire. That one's going to be really fun because if you make the top 10% in the championship event, you go to the Kayak Classic at the Bassmaster Classic. Really shooting to make that one and make that championship and try to shoot for top 10%. And then the Massachusetts Kayak Bassin is just a local trail. I've always heard good things about that club. They have different divisions in the state of Massachusetts, so super excited to be fishing those clubs this year, and let's dive into this kayak. All right, guys, if you didn't know already, last year I had a 120 pedal drive from Old Town, the top water edition, the older model, and this year we stepped it up. We stepped it up with the Autopilot 136. It's a 13-foot, 6-inch kayak, which is a lot bigger than the 12-foot, and it now has a motor automatically with it with spot lock. So last time, the old kayak, we had a DIY motor on the back of it, which got the job done. It got us from point A to point B. It was really great for rivers, but for lakes, no spot lock. It was tough. So we now have spot lock. We got the Minn Kota iPilot. Super excited about it. And yeah, we're gonna break everything down. I guess let's start from the front and work our way back. So first things first, I guess we should start with the trailer. So I used a car top, the old kayak, and then I got a trailer, I wanna say almost 2 years ago now. And it's an old, actually, John boat trailer that I converted and found a really good deal with it. It had the title, and so we converted it to hold a kayak. And we added the PVC pipes underneath of it to hug the whole of the kayak really nicely. And we got a box here that we added on here, and this is where I keep some essential stuff when I'm always traveling. I have an extra spare hub for the trailer because I blew out a hub coming back from Virginia one year, like the first year I had it. That was fun, so always have a spare hub on it now, spare tire, of course, and we have a grease gun in there as well to always grease up the bearings. After every long trip, I like to put some extra grease in there, some electrical connections, anything like that. I also keep a tool bag in the car with me going to tournaments and stuff like that. So if I would have any issues with wiring, whether it's the trailer, the boat, anything, I can fix stuff on the fly. So we got a nice box in here to keep extra stuff. We have a cranking wheel. I took off the handle so I could fit everything on it, but you literally can just do it by hand. I'm not actually cranking the kayak up on this. I just use it to stow it in the front, to hold it down in the front. So trailer's super nice. We also have a rod tube. So I have an 8-foot rod tube, which I did use for a little bit, but I ended up stopped using it because it was actually, I don't have any padding in there, and it was damaging the rods and reels. I put the rods and reels back in the car. I was trying to save room in my little Subaru truck, I call it, because I treat it like a truck, but I was trying to save some room in there, so I'll put the rods in there if I'm camping in the car. Sometimes I camp for tournaments or practice, and at the end of the night, I'll just stow them in here, but I don't travel in here. I'd have to like put some foam in here or something because the reels rattle around, they get scratched up. So I stopped doing that, but it's good for a micro power pole, which I have on here, or extra paddle or extra gear, a cot. If you're camping, you can put some camping gear in there as well. So I don't really use it for rods anymore, but I use it for other stuff like that. So to start off at the front nose of the kayak, comes with a little hatch here, which I wish it was a little bit bigger, but you got a storage hatch in here, which you can open right up. And you can use to fish wires, and if you're putting navigation lights on the front or anything like that, I've seen guys put some netting in there to hold some stuff. And it has a little yak power thing already here. I got the kayak used, so there's some stuff on here that I didn't put on here that's already in here. Right now, you got the little hatch that you can put some stuff into. Maybe put some extra clothes in there, some drinks, stuff like that. Not too much that you can really put in there, but it gives you a little bit of storage in the front. And then you get to the beast end of the kayak, which is the Minn Kota iPilot spot lock trolling motor, 12 volt, 45 pound thrust motor, and it's awesome. You got a plug right here. I believe this is an aftermarket plug. They beefed up the plug, and then you just literally pull a rope from sitting in the seat and it lowers and locks the motor in. It's pretty awesome. There's also a kill switch, always good to mention. So you always have that on your PFD. If you were to fall out, it'll pull the kill switch and shut the motor off so the kayak doesn't keep going and then you're swimming in the middle of the lake without your kayak. But the motor is a beast. And then we get down to the lights. I just added these cheap little navigation lights just for the time being. I got red or green and red. So I just added them for the time being. I'm probably going to wire in some actual lights here, but for the time being, we're going to rock those. They're nice and cheap at Walmart. I'll link everything down below in the description, guys. If you see anything that you like, check the description and you'll be able to find everything that you see in this video. So we got the navigations on there, so we're legal because having a motor, you need to have navigations lights legally. Whether you're in tournaments or not, you got to have nav lights if you have a motor on the kayak. It's got to be registered as well. Make sure you register your kayak, not just a launch permit. It has to be registered with a motor on the kayak, which we did with the last kayak when we added a DIY motor. So then we have on here the bar. I forget the name of it. I'll put it right here. But this is the crossbar to mount the 2 fish finders, which is pretty sweet. It's super stable. I had these metal Catch aftermarket replacement trackings, and it's aluminum machined, and it just makes everything a lot stronger. I got it from my old kayak because I put 2 graphs on one side, and I wanted it to be metal than plastic holding them on there because there's a lot more weight with 2 graphs on one side. But I put them on this. They match up with this one on the 136 easily, and it came out really good. But we got the crossbar mounted on here. We have a little roto grip for my net, and I don't know how I'm going to lay it up yet, but I think I'll put it over the top of the motor. Let me know if you guys have an autopilot, where do you guys put your net? I'm trying to this is also a base layout. I haven't taken it out yet, so there's some stuff that might change around throughout the season once we get on the water. But if you see anything that you like that I'm doing, or think that I might like better, or that you've done that's better, drop it in the comments below. So give me some ideas. But right now I think the net's gonna go right in the middle, and then I got the 2 93SVs. I have the UHD 1 editions, Garmin 93SVs, and then I have the LVS 32 LiveScope transducer, which is over there on the sniper pole. We'll get to that in a second. And then I also mounted this Quadlock phone charger. This thing is really sweet. I can't show you what my phone on there because I'm filming with the phone, but it locks on there really nicely. It won't go anywhere. You can charge your phone all day long in the tournament, so no worries of dead batteries, anything, or dead phone batteries. With the tournaments, you're submitting on the apps, so you need to make sure your phone has full battery. So I'm able to charge the phone on there. I might even do some YouTube lives, TikTok lives, fishing this season when I'm on the water, because that's kind of a nice setup right there. But yeah, so we got the graphs on here, and then I also have some Yak Attack cups. I added just 2, just for extra storage, throwing baits that you tie when you retie and stuff like that, just throwing baits on there. They come with a roto-molded cup in here, which is nice, which I'll put a drink in there. But this is, for extra drinks or just some little bit of storage as well. These things are really nice to have. And then over there, I have a paddle holder. My last kayak, I liked it on the side because I made a lot of minor adjustments when I was on the water. But now I have, this is the one that comes with the kayak here, and I took it off my other one because I like that one better, because without a motor I had to make a bunch of minor adjustments. But now I probably won't need the paddle. It'll probably stay in here, so I don't know if I'm going to use that. I could maybe put my net on there. I'm not sure yet. But and then there's a ram ball mount there, which is for the sniper marine pole, because during travel I'm actually going to put it off that onto there and put the pole on the inside of the kayak, so that way when I'm traveling I don't have to unhook the transducer. It can come inside the kayak and be nice and safe during travel. One thing I really like about the Autopilot 136 is how much leg room I'm gonna have. I'm gonna be able to freaking have a dance party up here. And if you didn't know already, it's foot steering, so your foot steering goes with your rudder system in the back, so it's really nice. You have all this deck room. There's little compartments here on both sides. Right here I have some fish grips laying in there in that little compartment. So another thing I like about the Autopilot 136 is there's rod holders on both sides. Now that one has a Yak Power thing in there, which was from the previous owner, and some lights, but I'm not using that or the one up there right now. I haven't wired them in yet. I'm trying to just get a handle on everything, but there's a rod tube on this side and that side. My old kayak had one on that side, but I'm a righty, and I like that there's one right here, so you can put the rod in after you net a fish, and it's a way easier than switching hands and putting it on the left side. Also right here is the kill switch area that you attach to your PFD, and that links up with the motor, so if you were to fall out, it'll pull off right here, and it'll shut the motor off, kill battery. As well as the, if you don't know about Navarre kayak fishing and you own an Old Town, you definitely should. They make a ton of aftermarket products, great stuff. And this here is just for little tackle box, 3600 size, and I have my pliers here as well. But yeah, some extra storage right there, which is super nice. And then you get over to this side. This is the dry hatch storage on the 136. I got my rope here to hook up to the front of the kayak. You got your remote, you got batteries, whatever else you need, kill switches. Super nice. You can put that in and have dry storage. And then underneath is where your battery goes, and that plugs in right over here. This is a 12 volt system, so I'm going to be running a 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium battery, which is super nice. And then underneath we have my transducer cable for the LiveScope coming out here with a through-hole kit, and then a plug here going to my battery system. If you haven't checked out my last video, check it out, and I made a literal whole DIY power harness to power up everything on the kayak. So if you guys are wondering how I ran everything, that has a more detailed description of everything. We'll move on to the back of the kayak. I almost forgot, guys, always have kayak cushions. I'm running 2 kayak cushions. These things save your butt and back. I mean, I'm on the water 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and this just makes it way nicer. The seat's already comfortable, but just to add an extra comfort, especially for those long days, get yourself some kayak cushions. They're well worth the money. And I guess I should do the other side before I actually go to the back of the kayak. So you can see this is the other Garmin graph. Everything's coming out of these through-hole kits for the wiring, and then this is that paddle holder that I was using, the ball for this to go on in storage, yak power, and then the Sniper Marine pole. And of course, this is going to be lower once it's in the water. But if you guys don't know about Sniper Marine, they're an awesome transducer pole, and it's literally like a motorcycle handle. So you just twist this, there's no moving an arm, and the arrow lines up with your transducer, and all you do is twist this around, and it lines up your transducer perfectly. So super easy to use. It's honestly worth every penny, and it's literally taken the abuse of me fishing so much. And it also is great for ice fishing as well. I use it all in my ice fishing videos if you guys haven't already seen. And what I did here, because there's no tracking here, which on the last kayak I had a track mount like right here, which I don't know, I really don't think I could add it there on the inside of here. So what I'm trying is a Navarre kayak fishing aftermarket handle that takes a T-bolt, and that's a ram ball mount with a claw. I'm just clamping down the Sniper Marine pole. So we're going to try it out, and this will slide down once we're in the water. But then we got the LVS 32 transducer with the new Sniper Marine mount, and then we have a transducer cover, which is from Tackle Tech 3D. If you guys are looking for any transducer covers or some awesome aftermarket parts, check out Tackle Tech 3D. John's a great guy. Check that out. And yeah, so we'll move on, I believe, to the back now. And there's this big open patch. I've seen some guys put some like Tupperware containers. If you guys have one, what do you guys do with this area? I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with storage or something like that. So on the back of the seat of the kayak, I have some storage here, which I had before, but now that I added a short stack to the Yak Attack Black Pack, I might put a lot of this stuff in here, or get the little track packs and put them on top or in front, and then put some, I don't know if I'll still be using this bag or not, but we got the wires coming through the backside of this to the battery that's inside of here, and that's running all the power to all my stuff. And it goes right up in there and plugs in up under there. A rod tube holder on each side, additional rod tube. And then I have my catch measuring board on the side here with some aftermarket holder, which I like. And then we have the micro power pole in the back, which I haven't wired it up yet. I don't know if I'm going to run the wiring into the battery yet, because now that I have spot lock, I don't even know if I'm really going to use this, to be 100% honest. So we have it on there now. I know people that run an autopilot and they have a micro power pole and they honestly don't use it hardly ever. I honestly might just have another spare battery to bring. So when I am using it, I can just put the battery back here and hook it up, and then whenever, and then I can take it off when I don't need it. And of course, you have the rudder system, which flips right down. And then that works with the handle over here. You just flip that down, drops your rudder in, and then a tow flag. You got the Kayak Fishing Dad's tow flag. If you guys aren't already in that Facebook group, you guys should be. I know I'm not a dad, but a lot of great people in there. And yeah, join the Facebook group. So then we get to this side, and this is where we got all the rod storage. And right here are the Flambeau containers. I don't know what size they are, what model number they are, but I'm gonna probably try this for soft plastics. I used to have the little soft plastic bags last year, and that was before I added this short stack up top. And with adding the battery, I lost some storage. So I don't know if I'm gonna put soft plastics up here or if I'm gonna put a lot of this stuff in here. But right now, I think I'm gonna run 1 or 2 of these. If I run 2, this bag's gonna get in the way. So if I remove the bag, I can put 2 of these here and then run all your soft plastics in here. Super easy to get right in and get what you need. And then you have the rod storage. Last year I had this way, sideways, and I had 10 rod holders on this. I had 3 on each side and 4 on the back. But doing with everything, adding the short stack, if you lift this up, it would hit if there was any rod tubes on the back here. So this is what I ended up doing. We got 4 and 4, and then I also have 2 on the track mount to equal 10 rods again. And actually I have 1 over here and 1 over there. So I'm up to 12 again. And then I have the Yak Attack boom stick up here to get the back camera GoPro angle. So we're going to try that out. I think that'll come out really good. One thing I almost forgot to mention, if you guys have a trailer, get yourself some self-ratcheting straps. These things are super nice. They literally, you press the button and it retracts itself, and they're super nice. So if you guys have a trailer, I got 1 there and 1 there. Make sure you guys pick up some. They're super easy. They just bolt to the trailer, and they make life a lot easier when you guys are loading up. Alrighty guys, there we have it. This is my kayak for the 2025 tournament season. I think I got everything down. Like I said, a lot of stuff might change because I haven't been on the water with it yet, but I'm super excited to take this thing out. It is a beast of a kayak. Having spot lock's gonna be huge. Super excited how the graphs are mounted, and we got the sniper pole, and just everything is coming along nicely. So if you guys have an autopilot, leave a comment down below, maybe some stuff that I should try out, or maybe I should move around, something you did like or didn't like. Leave your comments down below, and if you guys like the setup, let me know down in the comments below. But we're super excited. Tons of videos coming out for you guys in the next couple weeks. We're finally hitting the open water. We're getting out, checking out lakes. I've never fished up here at all, so I have so many lakes to try and start practicing for tournaments. So a lot of open water content coming. Hope you guys enjoyed the videos. If you haven't already, subscribe down below. I appreciate all the continued support. And don't forget, all the gear that I have on this kayak and I use kayak fishing in general is linked down below in the description. So check it out if you guys want to pick up any of this stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Go catch your PB, and we'll see you on the next one.